What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Hey everyone.
So today we're talking about a movie that we watched called Interstellar, or Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar.
Yeah, we got to pronounce that R.
Yeah.
So this movie came out back in 2014. Now, we've never watched this movie, but I remember hearing about it. Do you remember hearing about it, like when it was coming out?
No, I'm gonna be
No.
honest, not really.
Okay. I do remember hearing about this movie. I never had the chance to watch it until now, for 11 years later. It's got what's his name, Matthew McConaughey.
Yep, Matthew
Right,
McConaughey.
he's the star in this movie.
Mhm.
You got
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. That's right. Yep, that was another
Yep.
one. So they had and also Matt Damon also makes an appearance in this movie. Now this movie, like I said, came out in 2014. This movie was almost 3 hours long. This was
Yeah,
a long.
It was long.
Yeah, this was a long film, so this was tough. And the thing is, with these space movies, I like these movies, but I always feel like such a dummy watching these movies.
Yep.
Like, I always have to re-watch parts or like look up the storyline, and I don't know why, because as this movie was playing, I felt like I understood it. Like, I was kind of saying the storyline, but I was doubting myself, and then I went online and read like what people had put up, and I was right. It was what I thought it was. So this movie is about, pretty much we're getting to the point where Earth is going to become uninhabitable.
Yep.
Humans are not going to be able to really live here, so they're trying, NASA's trying to find another planet that they can, pretty much transfer people over. So Matthew McConaughey plus a few others join NASA to go on this journey. They're going through like a wormhole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the black hole.
Yeah. So and then that's when it starts to get kind of a little bit confusing, because now you start having like time loops and
A little bit. It was very confusing.
yeah, that's when the movie started to turn.
It was super interesting.
It was
It was super interesting, and you're never bored because it's how interesting it is, but it's very confusing.
Yeah, like you have a lot of this crap with the whole time travel, and I'm not a big time travel guy,
Yeah.
so that kind of pushed me a little
Like time
bit.
travel, gravity,
Yeah.
sound waves, everything like that was being brought up.
But the thing is, though, like you said, the movie was not boring. It was very nicely made. The acting was good.
Yeah.
I love the like all the special effects and stuff too.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job with like the planets that they go to and space itself. I think they did a phenomenal job with that stuff.
I'm gonna be honest, it didn't feel like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they did a
It did not feel.
they did a
at
good
all
job.
Like 3 hours.
Yeah, like normally a 3 hour movie feels like you'll feel that 3 hours, but they did a good job. It was exciting, most of the time, and the story, was it's a simple story. It's really not that difficult. It's
they're
just
trying
make
to
you feel that
save
way.
All of humanity on Earth.
Yeah. Well, they can't save Earth. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
They're going to a new planet.
Yeah, I rephrased that. I'm sorry. They're trying to save all of humanity.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a twist. There is like some sad moments where you kind of see that because they're going through these time warps, they're missing all their time with their family.
Yep.
This movie's not perfect though. Like there was a couple, like one thing in particular, I felt like the Matthew McConaughey's son in this movie was kind of a character that was just thrown in there because they didn't really focus too much on him. Like
They focused more on the daughter.
On the daughter relationship with him. So but all in all, I don't want this to be a very long video. I'm gonna put up the scores like we always do for Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. What did you think of this movie out of 5 stars?
I liked it. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
4, yeah. I think 4 is good. This, like I said, this was fun. This was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it. I don't know if I would watch again, especially with that long, like time frame.
Yeah.
That almost said 4.5 hours. That
3 hours,
almost 3 hour window is huge. So for me, it's like that 3.5, 4 window.
Yeah.
Out of 5. I think it's a really good movie. I'm glad I finally watched it because I do remember hearing hype about this movie back in 2014, and I'm glad I finally checked it out.
But don't be intimidated by how long the movie is, because it really doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, and like I said, if you end up being like us, where you kind of had to go online and just make sure what you saw was accurate, then don't feel dumb or feel alone, because there is some, like I said, there's some weird moments. Like I don't want to ruin it because it is kind of a cool like CG effect that they do, and it kind of puts the story together with like a little bit of a twist. But you'll know it when you watch it. There's a moment in the movie where Matthew McConaughey's character is going through something, and it's very like, what the heck am I seeing right now? But it is important to the story. So, but anyway, that's it for us, guys. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Good night, guys.
Later.